Oh, lots of changes are going to be afoot in March. It's going down to minus 25, and my poor Mustang has taken a beating this year. But it looks like I'll be on the move after 5 years where I've been staying. The house is up for sale, so I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to get myself a truck and a truck camper, and I'll let you know how that goes, so that within a few weeks I'll be on the road again. You know, Bo, just over 5 years ago I started the YouTube channel Will Solo Travels, and I didn't want to have solo on there because I thought I'd be traveling with a lot of people by this time. But you know, it doesn't work that way. You've got to take your opportunities when you go, and you find out that, you know, your friends are your friends, but they've got other priorities, or, you know, they may not be willing to travel as much. And at the same time I'm thinking, I've always had a bit of a wanderlust, but I've always had an anchor now in the last number of years in Calgary with my family. And that's been great. And so, you know, during that past 5 years, I've had the experience traveling, you know, on behalf of nonprofit organizations. And I've had Ghana, the Philippines, and especially my favorite up till now has been Mongolia, which I've traveled a number of times. And it just appeals to me, maybe because it's the nomadic sense of travel, the adventure. It's desolate in a lot of areas, but you know, with a large country and 3 million people with a rich history, it's always kind of draws me back. And again, it goes back to my kind of wander nomadic look. And so having that anchor, I was looking forward to a lot of trips this next year, but I made a decision that I'm going to go full time and try it out for a year, being on the road nomadic, and went out and started getting prepared for it. So how did I do that? Well, was it tough. I started going to the gym. Now that, I mean, regularly. Did it do much? Great. Yeah, it really drastically improved my strength and my endurance and a whole bunch of other areas. But, you know, trying to stay fit and thin, that's another issue. But we're going to work on that. In the meantime, I started preparing for that financially and also physically. But I also wanted to get, what platform for travel am I going to use if I'm going to be nomadic for a while? So I finally, after all my research, settled on truck camping. And the reason I settled on truck camping is that it's a particular niche in RV travel. It can literally take you anywhere without limiting to your RV parks. And I like the flexibility. That appealed to me. So with all the research I did, I decided I would go and get a used truck as a platform to get the truck camper. And I got that accomplished in December. And then in the past few weeks, after all the research I've been doing the last 4 or 5 months, I finally found a truck camper just outside of Calgary, up in the Travelland Airdrie location. And I'm going to pick it up in the next couple of weeks. And of course, outfit it, put it on the truck, and get things prepared for that nomadic life before spring. So I've always looked at what am I doing. I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to take the opportunity. I'm not running, you know, we're a run area. I'm always kind of running towards something. I'm kind of curious. I like to travel. I like the freedom it gives when new people you meet, the network. Particularly, I'm not that interested in going to some remote areas and looking at a lot of the scenery and all the other areas. A lot of YouTubers do that, and a lot of people want to go take the treks. I'm more interested in culturally looking at what's going on in different areas and events, and maybe I'll do something a little bit off base on these areas. But I want to find some ways that's going to keep me motivated, keep me young thinking, keep me curious about what's going on. And truck camping for now will probably satisfy that kind of wanderlust. So I'll give you my update in this video of my truck camper, and I'll go through that. And then we'll see how my adventures start looking as I start posting videos. I'm going to double down this year on a lot of videos for my Will Solo Travels and focus on building my own community, building up that curiosity through my videos. So I appreciate you staying with me on this journey, and I hope to be traveling with a lot of you. So take care. Oh, great. I made it to Travel Land, and I have my Ram 1500 out front, and they're here to check it out today to make sure that any box they have to insert can fit the RV. Now the good news, I'm just finding out they may not need the box. So now I'm in here waiting for some other quotes. But you can see how camping can get under your blood. Can you imagine a setup like this? That's great. So what I'm waiting for right now is, if I don't have to put a box in the back to keep it lifted, what I'm looking for right now is I'm going to have to get some tie downs. And unfortunately, I can't use the Brophy tie downs. So they're going to have to quote me some, probably the more underbelly secured tie down. So that's probably, well, a little bit more money, but it's better be safe on the road. So we'll see how it goes. But great, I'm out here. So within a week and a half, I can pick up the trailer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the RV and give you a complete detail on it. But in the meantime, let's see how this journey goes so far. Well, yesterday I had a bit of a reality check when I went to the RV dealer, because I plan on picking up the RV tent camper in probably about a week and a half, and they have to get it prepared. So I had taken my Ram 1500 and I took it to the dealer so they could check it over to make sure there's no modifications needed. But I had, again, a bit of a reality check because for those in truck camping, I've researched, I wanted to get the Brophy ties and the tie downs, but I found out that they were going to be not secure enough to the truck bed of the truck and the camper. So I now have to revert to having the underbelly of the truck secured with the proper tie downs and what they call happy jacks. So I'm traveling on my own, so make sure they're spring loaded, so it'll be secure and safety when I'm traveling. So I'll deal with that next week when I go out. So what I plan on doing is I'll do a full walkthrough of the new RV on a separate video of the Travel Air 7.6D, and it'll be interesting to many people looking at truck camping. But let me get back to the really underlying issue. You know, for many people, I'm going to talk mostly to the men. You know, you're hitting 65 plus, and you need to make a break somewhere. You need to go out, and you need to kind of start finding experience more in your life, because, you know, our off-ramp is getting closer. So for me, you know, it's taken a year of really hard thinking and planning. And what that involved was, of course, getting physically and hopefully mentally in shape. And physically, I went to the doctor, said for my annual checkup. And of course, I'm dressed for the gym now, and I got to go to the gym because, like everybody else, I got to lose a few more pounds. But am I physically ready to tackle this new nomadic lifestyle for next year? I'm ready. But there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. So again, it would go back to getting your annual checkup, going to your dentist, in Canada especially, with free dental care over a certain age. That should not be an issue. On top of that, as you look at the finances and you think, okay, fine, you know, what's it going to cost to live on a road? Now, I chose the truck camping because of that platform, because I can go literally with the truck camper anywhere. And the truck campers they build these days are not like the old style grandfather type. They're a little more modern updates, a little stealthier, but you literally go anywhere without going to the exorbitant RV parks and paying a daily, monthly, or weekly fee. So that's my choice. In the meantime, I've got a lot of other friends that, you know, they're making the break and they're having their world experiences or traveling around. So I'll give a shout out to Edison, who has Windy Therapy on his YouTube channel. Edison experiences his world through his motorcycle on Windy Therapy. And then I have my other friend, Finbar. Finbar is a well-known overland expert, and he bought himself a Jeep. Now, with that Jeep, that literally can take him off-road anywhere. That's his platform for getting out in the world, because it doesn't matter physically how great a shape you are, that Jeep can literally take you anywhere. The other one is, I'm going to talk about people that have kind of helped along the way to make things easier. So I've got a good friend, Gus Lindquist in Kelowna. Now, Gus may be in financial planning, but he also deals in travel and medical insurance. So I use Gus to make sure I'm going to be covered for a year, no matter where I'm traveling in Canada, or if I happen to be down in the US, that I'm going to be covered. Now, another couple that I like working with and closer with is Tom and Suzanne. They have a channel called Happy Trails and Adventures on YouTube, and they have their e-bikes and they travel around and they talk mostly on the areas around the Okanagan and maybe the Kootenay country. So their area of getting out an idea is to take the e-bikes and have that type of escape and plan. But whatever your choice is, find that kind of transportation platform that can take you anywhere. And that makes it a lot easier. Now, in my particular cases, I'm making a kind of a radical shift here. Totally nomadic, which meant a lot of preparation. And so this next week, everything goes into storage, and then get the truck camper, prep it, load it up, and then plan what I call my theme, the endless summer theme. So I hope for a lot of you out there that are thinking about, what am I going to do for the next 20 years or 10, 15 years? How am I going to experience that? You got a choice, you're going to get comfortable, sit at home, and that's it. Well, there is more to it, but there takes that preparation work. And if I can give you any sort of insight of what it takes to do this, I'm not going to tell you that it's easy, but it's doable. Now, on to more fun things. Again, I mentioned that next week I go in for a 4-hour orientation on how to load the truck camper, everything about the truck camper, unloading, loading, basic things. Now, the people that know me well, I'm not mechanically inclined, so this will be a challenge, but I want these challenges because, they're going to keep you sharp in the later years. So that'll be a great video for me to get up onto. In the meantime is get motivated, experience the world, and I hope you follow me on the Will Solo channels. Thank you.